Yeah. So
What meaning of dust is بار الطلع.
dust is like تراب غبار. That's the meaning of dust. You know. So you can say I have allergy to dust. Yeah. So that's the same. Some people have allergy to clothes and wool when they smell something like wool, like it's a material. Yeah.
I have allergy of dust. I have allergy of flowers, trees, and I have allergy of perfume.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
That's
So
difficult.
I cannot put any perfume.
Yeah, I know. It's difficult. Yeah. Okay, so like do you do anything? Do you have any routine to reduce the effect of the allergy?
Take medicine.
Yes.
Uh, Try to take a shower. Try to drink hot drink like coffee, tea. Yeah,
Yeah, drink have a hot drink, have a hot
hot drink.
drink like
Sometimes put mask because yeah.
mhm. Sometimes I put a mask. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Because it's very important to try to protect yourself and also
Yes.
to reduce the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, symptoms like the effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in the previous session, we talked about the commute to work, right? And like the time you take from home to work and to prepare yourself going from home to work. And today we're gonna be talking about the commute from home to work. Like, I have a question. Do you
Mm-hmm.
run some errands on your way home? Do you usually
Mm-hmm.
run some errands on your way?
What mean errands?
Yeah, errands means, like, for example, when your mom calls you and says, Majid, you need to go to the landlord to pay the rent, or maybe you need to go to buy something for the house,
Yeah,
like something
groceries
from the
or
shop or groceries or something like this. Maybe you need to go to maybe renew your driving license or go to a company to do something related to the services or utilities. So these are errands, مشاوير.
Mhm.
Do you understand? مشاوير?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So do you usually run some errands on your way home or something like this?
Yeah, sure. Sometimes my mom called me. She just said, "Majid, we don't have, for example, milk. Can I
Yes.
bring one milk bring milk with you?"
Yeah.
And I say, "Okay, mom."
Yeah. To ask me. So sometimes my mom calls me to ask
Mm-hmm.
to bring something or maybe some groceries or something.
Grocery.
Yeah, some groceries. Yeah, or groceries. You would hear it like this sometimes. Groceries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't have a problem with running some errands on your way home. You don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It depends if I'm tired, if I work hard, my work is hard, and every day we drove more than 5 6 hours. So sometimes feel tired. Said, "Mom, I'm tired. I can't." So sometimes okay, I can. It depends.
Yeah, every day I work or drive 4, 5, or 6 hours. And that makes me so tired.
Mhm.
Yeah. So say it again, please.
Every day I drive for 5 or 6 hours, and that makes me so tired.
Yeah. So, like, tell me about one day or one time when your mom asked you to bring something and you said, "Oh, mom, I'm so tired," and she shouted at you, or
No, you don't shout.
she doesn't shout?
No,
Never happened?
no.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
She feel up if I am tired. She said, "Mom, okay, don't worry.
Yeah, so she understands.
I understand." Yeah.
Yeah, she understands when I tell her that I'm tired. Yeah. Sometimes moms don't like, they deal with us when we grow up at the same way they used to deal with us when we were kids.
Yeah.
So yeah. So does your mom always like that? Is she always like that, calm and understands? And
Yeah.
yeah, she never shouted or something like this, even when you were a kid.
Kids, no, different.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Okay. So today we have a story for a person talking about like his commute from home to work and the things he does on his way. So we're gonna listen to his story and try to find the common things between you and him. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this.
It's 5 o'clock and it's quitting time. I put a few files into my bag, grab my mug, and say goodnight to the rest of the people in my area. I go to the parking garage and get into my car. I signal my turn onto the street and drive toward the freeway on-ramp. I merge as best I can onto the freeway, which is always a bit of a hassle at this hour. Traffic is stop and go all the way from downtown. I hear on the radio that there's a stalled car in the fast lane near La Brea, backing up traffic all the way to Hoover. I decide to get off the freeway and take surface streets for the rest of the trip. I need to make a stop on the way home. I know that the fridge is empty, so I decide to stop by the market. I get there and I pick up some French bread, a bag of apples, a few bananas, some pasta, tomato sauce, and a cooked chicken. Luckily, they have a lot of checkout stands open, and I get through the line pretty quickly. I thank the cashier and the bagger and push my cart to my car. I open the trunk and load everything up. Just then my wife calls me on my cell phone. She was going to be a little late getting home and asked me to make something for dinner. Tonight, I will be the cook.
Okay, so do you need to listen one more time?
Yes, but now I remember.
Yeah.
Sometimes when so for example, when I go from Syria to USA, so my mom called me many times. Please bring, for example, spicy. Bring, something from Syria. Not always can find it in USA.
Yeah.
She always, sometimes she forget to tell me everything, and after and before I came, I traveled 1 hour or 2 hours. She called me. Imagine I forget. I wanna, for example, spice. I wanna something. So that make me angry.
Yeah. So some things you can't find
In USA.
in USA. Yeah, and when your mom like always keeps telling you or keeps calling you to ask you to bring something, and that
Yeah, no,
sometimes
she always make a list and send it to me by WhatsApp.
yes,
And she need, for example, ملوخية. She need
yeah,
spicy. She need, حجارات. Some stuff in Syria.
yeah. But what are hijabat? What are hijabat? What's this?
Hijab.
Hijab, like what is hijab?
Cover. forehead.
You mean a
Yeah.
scarf? Yeah. I understand. Yeah, and you don't have, or we can't find covers in USA?
Well, it's not easy.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's not easy to find hijabi, like
And we
hijabi
can find
clothes?
it in Amazon sometimes, but it's not good. Like you can find it in Syria. If you bring it from Syria, it's better.
Yeah, I understand. So you can find some things or some stuff on Amazon or maybe somewhere, but they're not as good as what you can get. They're not as good as what you can get from Syria. Yeah, say that again, please.
She always makes a list of some things she needs.
Yes.
They are not as good as when we can get it from Syria.
What you can get from Syria.
From
Yeah.
Syria.
So this part, talking about like when you say they're not as good as what you can get from Syria.
From Syria.
Yeah, talking about hijabi stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can find some on Amazon or some in some stores, but they're not as good as what you can get from Syria.
Always, always ask me to bring ملوخية. Always,
Of
always.
course.
I bring a lot of ملوخية from Syria.
Yeah, but
Because we have here ملوخية, but not good like Syrian.
not as good as what you can get from Syria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Syria.
Yeah, I understand. And I have another Syrian friend who told me about the kind of mulukhiyah you make. It's different than the one we make here in Egypt. It's different than the Egyptian
I
one.
tell you, yes, it's like we made it like a leaves.
Like leaves, yeah. And I saw that in some series. Yeah. They make it, yeah.
I'm sure we'll like it more than Egyptian.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be honest, I'll tell you something. Here, like maybe that's because of that's one of the differences between the Syrian and Egyptian food. You know, here, if someone makes mulukhiyah the way you make it, when they look at it for the first time, they say, "What's this?" You know, there was a play means masrahiyya. There was a play for Samir Ghanim and Shireen.
Yeah,
That was a very old one.
I know it. ما دام العريس هيتجوز يبقى العروسة هتتجوز.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. So in this play, she made mulukhiyah as leaves.
Yeah.
You know, and when he looked at it for the first time, he said, "What's this?" But anyways, as long as you made it, I'm gonna drink it. ما دام اتعملت هشربها. Yeah. So that's it.
Like a soup, yeah.
Yeah. So we eat mulukhiyah, we make it like a soup, but you make it like leaves. Maybe the difference or the different way of making it, you know, it's delicious, of course. Since you said that I'm gonna like it, but it's different. It's gonna different. So you need to convince me when I see it. You need to convince me that it's gonna be good. So I try it. You know.
So السر in Syrian ملوخية
Yes, the
is
secret.
كزبرة والثوم. Garlic and كزبرة and lemon. Put a lot of lemon.
Yes, the secret recipe or the secret ingredients.
Yes.
Ingredients means مقادير. The secret ingredients in our ملوخية are like maybe the greens or the kind of vegetables you use. Yeah, I understand. Okay, so maybe who knows? Maybe I try it one day. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna like it.
And we invite you to eat ملوخية.
Yeah, we will invite you. Invite you. Yeah.
Or inshallah came to USA and invite you to eat ملوخية.
Okay, yeah, that's my pleasure. That's my pleasure, Majid.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's now listen one more time to this story. and after that we're gonna listen a piece by a piece. Okay. But yes, when we listen now, I want you to tell me about some things or the common things between you and this person, especially when you go to buy groceries after work or something. Yeah.
Grab my mug, into my bag time. It's 5 o'clock and it's quitting time. I put a few files into my bag, grab my mug, and say goodnight to the rest of the people in my area. I go to the parking garage and get into my car. I signal my turn onto the street and drive toward the freeway on-ramp. I merge as best I can onto the freeway, which is always a bit of a hassle at this hour. Traffic is stop and go all the way from downtown. I hear on the radio that there's a stalled car in the fast lane near La Brea, backing up traffic all the way to Hoover. I decide to get off the freeway and take surface streets for the rest of the trip. I need to make a stop on the way home. I know that the fridge is empty, so I decide to stop by the market. I get there and I pick up some French bread, a bag of apples, a few bananas, some pasta, tomato sauce, and a cooked chicken. Luckily, they have a lot of checkout stands open, and I get through the line pretty quickly. I thank the cashier and the bagger and push my cart to my car. I open the trunk and load everything up. Just then my wife calls me on my cell phone. She was going to be a little late getting home and asked me to make something for dinner. Tonight, I will be the cook.
Okay, so has it ever happened that you became the cook and it was your time to cook something for your family, or maybe to make a barbecue or something like
Yeah,
that?
sometimes, I remember when I was in Syria,
Yeah.
I made knafa for Lulu families at one time and made pizza to my friends. Yeah, it's something,
You
if I
made
feel boring, but I don't like to cook.
Yeah, but tell me about the kunafa you made for Lulu's family. How was it?
Good?
Did they like it?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Knafa with the cheese, yeah.
Yeah. Like, was it the first time for you to make kunafa with cheese?
Yeah. Mhm.
And like,
But it's easy, so easy. I made
really?
it. Yeah.
And how about the pizza?
I made it with I don't like meat in pizza, so I make it like a veggie pizza. So I put vegetables like pepper, green pepper,
Pepper.
tomato, pepper, onion, mushroom, and I put avocado. That's the secret of tasting good. I put avocado in pizza.
Yeah.
So all people like it because I put cheese, avocado, and all this vegetable stuff.
Yeah. So you like to cook from time to time, but not all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have the talent, but you don't have the passion.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. Yeah. And like, when you drive your car, like tell me about driving in USA in general. Like here in Egypt, when you drive your car, especially when the road is when there is a hustle in the road, that means that it's so crowded and the traffic is high. People drive the car, and when they find the free space, they try to merge, to move the car from this lane to this lane.
That happened in Syria, but here in USA it's not legal to do this. Yeah, especially in highway. So all highway have like shoulder, but if police catch you like move to shoulder of road, will give you a ticket.
Yeah, if they see you moving from a lane to another.
Not lane to other, shoulder of road. Shoulder is like place is not in the road, but use it for example for police, for emergency situation.
Yeah. So you can't drive on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the shoulder is for
Some
me.
people do it, but if if police see you, will give you tickets.
Yeah, some people do it, but if the police caught you or spotted you,
Mhm.
spot or spots you,
Mhm.
they will give you a ticket.
Mhm.
Yeah, I understand. So you're gonna pay a lot of money?
One time, my brother happened with him to pay $100.
He paid $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
he gave him like a points in his live license. So it's not good for you for insurance.
Yeah. So when you get a point, that means that you drive in a bad way or something.
Yeah.
You lose some kind of score. Yeah,
Yeah.
it affects your score. Yeah, I understand. Okay. So
And it's not good for insurance. So if your score is low, well, insurance will be high and high.
yeah. So the amount of money you pay for insurance
Yeah.
increases
Yeah.
when you have high score.
Mhm.
So it's variable. You don't pay the same amount of money every year.
We pay every month for insurance.
Yeah, so it's variable. It's not the same
Yeah.
amount you pay every month.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
depends on your score.
Yeah, it's because the score good, we pay the same amount. But if your score got less, or you should pay more.
Yeah, if your score is the same, you pay the same.
Hmm.
Yeah, but if it reduced or something, so you pay more. Yeah, I understand. So that's why everyone needs to be careful how they drive. Yeah. Okay. So let's now listen again to this conversation, to this story. Sorry, but this time we're gonna listen a piece by piece. Okay.
Okay, so
and drive toward the freeway and say good clock and it's 5 o'clock and it's quitting time.
Okay.
it's 5 o'clock and it's quitting time.
It's quitting time.
Quitting time.
Yeah,
What
quitting.
only quitting?
Yeah, quitting time. That means that the time when we finish work.
Okay.
For example, if you work from 9 to 5, and now it's 5, that means that this is the time
Quitting time.
when you finish your work. So that's quitting time.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what happens in the quitting time?
Go home.
I put a few files into my bag.
Again, please.
Okay.
I put a few files into my bag.
I put a few files into my bag.
I put a few files into
My bags.
my bag. Okay. So tell me about your work at the office. Do you have some paperwork related to what you do in the office?
Yes, sure. Every place we will put cameras in every intersection. For example, we have work paper for her. So they give me address of this place, and construction.
Yeah, we have some paper for. So every place we work for, every intersection, we have some paper for.
Mhm.
Yes. So you have the instructions, you have the notes, you have everything you need in this paper, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I understand. So
and address.
also the address or the location,
Location.
the location of the intersection you're gonna work on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So after you finish, for example, if you're going somewhere to an intersection to make some installing or something, after you finish, you after when your quitting time comes, so you put the files into a bag or something.
We put it in box. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
box. Have stuff. Because we have the stuff for install the cameras. So we have like flashlight in car,
Yeah,
and
tools.
bag in car.
You're talking about tools. We
tools,
have
yeah.
some tools, or we use some tools. Yes. Flashlight. What else?
Tag of name of our company.
Yeah.
And we have drill, stuff to install the camera. Locks.
Yeah. I understand. So these are the tools that you always use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after you finish and it's quitting time, so you put the files in the box.
In box and tools, file and tools in box, and put it inside the office.
Yeah, and the tools in the box, and keep them in the office. Yeah, you store them, like you have a place where you put them, or you just put them on the desk or something.
Yeah. And we put cameras sometimes. We bring cameras. Camera use it. Bring it to office and put it in charge.
Yeah, so, and if we have a camera, for example, a camera that needs like to be charged, we put it on charge. Yeah, again, so if we have a camera that needs to be charged, we put it on charge.
In charge, yeah.
Yes. Okay, very good. Okay. And after that, you put the files and the tools in the box and keep them in the office. Yeah. Okay.
And we have like a paper. That's paper tell if faced sometimes a problem with police, or because we look like a Middle East people put cameras in intersections. That's strange. So sometimes many people call police.
Really? So when they see you doing this, maybe they report on you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, of course, that happens when they are strangers or they don't know about the system.
Yeah.
And what happens?
So police came and see what you're doing. Give him paper from our office. So say, okay, go ahead.
Really? So the police comes and they need to see your license for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, your permission and maybe your paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's nice. That's safe, to be honest. But like,
Because Syrian and Iranian guy put cameras.
yeah. Because, yeah, that looks suspicious. Yeah, I understand. Okay, let's continue.
Grab my mug and say goodnight to the rest of the people in my area.
Grab my bag and say goodbye to the rest of people in the area.
Yeah, and say goodbye to the rest of the people in my area. Like in your case, you say goodbye to your colleague, the Iranian one, right? To my colleague. Colleague, that means your partner at work.
Partner, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I go to the parking garage and get into my car.
Okay, easy.
Yeah. So do you go to the office by your car, or you use the company's car?
No, my car.
Yeah. So
office pay for me, like, and I work hour and pay for my car for mileage. Every mile I drove, give me money for it.
yes. So they pay for me per hour, and also pay for the car per mileage. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
I signal my turn onto the street.
Again, please.
Okay.
Car. I signal my turn onto the street.
What was that? Yeah.
Again.
Okay, listen to it again. I know it's a tricky word, but it's easy. You know this word.
Car. I signal my turn onto the street.
Signal.
I signal.
Signal.
Yeah, I signal my turn.
Turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know the signal? Like that means if you're going right, so you need to give a signal to the one.
To car.
Yes, to the car behind you.
Yes,
If you're going right or going left. So
signal my turn. Okay.
yes. So let's say, for example, if you wanna go to the turn of the street, so you need to signal right
Yes.
or left according to where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I signal my turn onto the street. Yes. Okay.
And get into my car. I signal my turn onto the street and drive toward the freeway on-ramp.
And drive to freeway in my ramp.
And drive to
Freeway
the freeway.
on my.
Okay, it's not on my. Listen again.
To the street and drive toward the freeway on-ramp.
On ramp.
Yeah, on ramp. You remember this word? Yeah. So for you, like, is it possible that you might forget to signal if you're going right or left?
Yeah, sure.
So what happens when you forget to signal? For example, if you're going right and you forget to signal, what happens?
So I stay, in middle and ask, front car to give me way.
Yeah, ask the car in front of you. Yeah, and ask the car in front of me to give or to make way for me. Yes. Yeah. And like, does it happen that you might drive your car now when you're driving on the way, and sometimes you find that a car maybe like, she came on your way or the car came on your way without giving any signals?
Yes, sometimes happens. Sure.
So what do you do? Like, do you usually slap, like, like say a bad word or something like this?
Turn on honk.
Yeah, I use
Honk.
the horn. Yes, I use the horn.
Horn.
Yeah.
Horn.
Do you use it angrily, like you make like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Here in USA is not rude to use horn.
it's not rude. It's okay to use horns.
No, it's rude.
It's rude to use horns. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the same. But like here in Egypt, we use
No, in Egypt and Syria, it's okay. It's normal.
yeah, we use it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like we have some tunes, some tones, so we can say a bad word using the horn.
Yeah.
Does it happen in Syria too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they use the horn to say bad words or to insult others. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I merge as best I can onto the freeway.
I merge best I can to freeway.
Yeah, I merge as best I can on the freeway. So when when it's when there is a hustle. A hustle means like when the road is so crowded with cars, especially at the rush hour, So if you don't merge, if you don't try to move as best as you can on the freeway, it will take longer to go to your destination, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about drive. I hate now. I feel angry and the stress of driving every day. So that's why I really try to change my career.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a way to make a career shift or to change my career.
Change my career because so drive every day make me stress. I have high blood pressure, nervous every day.
Yeah.
Have pain in my back. So many problem happens to me every day. So I'm really try to change it.
Yeah. So driving every day stresses me out.
Yeah.
I have high blood pressure. Because of it. Because of it. That's why I need, or I am in need. I am in need. That means I need it so much. I am in
Yeah.
need of changing my career. Yeah.
Actually, we can make a good money with this work. That's not good for health.
Yeah. I understand. I know some people that can work for 12 hours or 15 or 30. Yeah. Here in Egypt, if you don't work for that long, you wouldn't get enough money. You wouldn't get good money.
So here I work like 4 or 5 hours, and feel so tired. If I work for example 12 or 15 hours, maybe I can make every day 300 or 400 bucks. But I
Yeah.
cannot do it.
Yeah, but 3 or 400 bucks is good per day, right? This is good money.
So much. Yes, it's so good. But is 15 hours.
Yeah, that's a lot.
A
Yeah.
lot. So I work usually I work 5 hours, 4 to 5 to 6,
Hmm.
and feel so tired.
Yeah, you're right. It's really stressful. Yeah.
which is always a bit of a hassle at this hour.
Again, please.
Okay.
And onto the freeway, which is always a bit of a freeway on-ramp.
Listen from this part.
I merge as best I can onto the freeway, which is always a bit of a hassle at this hour.
It's always
Yes. Okay, sometimes when you say, for example, he said here, I merge as best I can or as best I can on the freeway. And now he's gonna continue talking about the freeway. So in that case, he can use a word like which is. Which is. So now when he says which is, he's continue talking about the freeway. So which is a bit of a hassle. A bit of a hassle here means like crowded, and the traffic is high on the freeway at this hour. Yeah. So like you usually work on your car, I think around 4 or 5 p.m., right? So
no. I work from, for example, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
yeah, you work
Like
from 1 to 6.
or 1 to 6 or 2 to 7. It's like this. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so at this time, is it a bit of a hassle on the roads?
4 to 6 is traffic is high.
Yeah, the traffic is high from 4 to 6.
6.
Yeah, so you
Because
can
all
say,
people go back from work to houses.
yeah, so because this is the rush hour,
Rush hour.
everyone is going from work to home. It's quitting time for most people. It's quitting time for workers and employees.
Yes.
Yeah. Workers and employees. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Here we have some areas, we have some cities, like for example, the city where I live, it's always it's always a bit of a hassle. Like it's all the time, in the morning, at night, every time, all the time. It's crowded and the traffic is high. You know.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Alexandria, people don't sleep, wake
Yeah.
up all night.
Yeah.
All,
People stay up late all night.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Like the vibes are so nice there.
Yeah,
But some people don't like the busy life. Some people go for the quiet life. For example, have you tried going to Nueva, Dahab?
no.
You never tried to go to Dahab or Nueva.
I went to Sharm el-Sheikh one time last year.
Yeah, but Sharm el-Sheikh is busy. You know, life is busy in Sharm el-Sheikh. But Dahab or Nueva or these areas are different. So nature, desert, sea, and quiet. You know, so it's different. So if you're looking for peace and quiet, if you're looking for some me time, so of course you would go to Dahab or Nueva. But if you
Inshallah.
wanna enjoy, if you wanna enjoy the busy life and crowds and party, so Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada is your destination.
Really, I wanna go. Wanna came to Egypt again with Lulu, inshallah,
Inshallah.
because I love it. You know, I really love it. You know, the one is Egypt for me is like Syria. You know, it's
Yeah.
like home. Yeah,
Okay, so but this time, like you need to come to Cairo. You know, you need to plan
inshallah.
for spending 3 or 4 days, like
Inshallah.
at least in Cairo, so I can show you around and we can have great time.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Okay.
Inshallah. Cairo, Alexandria. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna
But
be
not,
fun.
you know, but the city I don't like it is Bursaid. No, I don't like it.
Yeah. You know, like
It's good, you know, but it's small city. No activities. No, we spend maybe I remember we go there 3 day 2 days and we feel boring. We cannot do anything. Small
yeah.
city.
Yeah, that's right. And also, if you go to Aswan, Aswan is a very beautiful city, but also you can't spend more than 3 days there. There are a lot of
Yeah.
things to do, but only for 3 or 4 days maximum, and then you need to go somewhere else. So when you
Yeah.
come, you need to plan to go to many cities, not just to one place. Yeah,
2 weeks. Inshallah.
yeah. I think that would be good. Yeah.
Inshallah.
Okay, so let's continue.
Traffic is stop and go all the way from downtown.
Traffic is stop and go all the way on downtown.
Yeah, traffic is stop and go. Stop and go here means like, you stop and you go. You st- yeah. All way from downtown. So that means coming from downtown to his house or where he's going. So it's always, or it's stop and go all way from this to that. For example, you can say, like talking about Faisal Street, for example, where I live, it's, you can say traffic is always stop and go all way from Faisal to Haram, or from El Ashrin to Marioteya, for example. So you can say it's always stop and go all the way from, I don't know cities, but maybe let's say from Baltimore to Washington, D.C., for example. Yeah. So, like, usually when you drive your car, like, where can you find that the traffic is stop and go all way? From where to where? From 2 points.
When in rush hour, when I go from my home to, for example, Baltimore,
Yeah.
or for example, DC.
Yeah, so you can
Rush
say
hour.
in the rush hour, traffic is stop and go all way from.
If I wanna go, I wanna enter to Baltimore.
Yeah. And how long do you drive from your home to Baltimore? What? How long is the commute?
No traffic, about 20 minutes.
Really? So
20,
Baltimore is
25.
it's not close. It's like a
But if the traffic will come, maybe take 40 minutes, 45. Yeah, it depends. DC about if no traffic, like 30, 35 minutes.
yeah, but like let me ask you this, Majid. Like you said that from your home to Baltimore, it's about 20 minutes driving when the traffic is
Yeah.
light. Do you consider this as a long commute in US in Maryland? So
Yeah.
it's a short commute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's like here, you know, if you want to go anywhere, for example, if I want to go to Haram, I won't take less than 10 minutes to go to Haram city, you
Yeah.
know. And maybe if I'm going somewhere around my area, if I'm going to a place called Mariotia or like, you know, Remaya, for example, I would take about 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah.
minimum, you know, that's the minimum commute,
Yeah.
the shortest commute. If I'm going to another city, if I'm going to October City or Maadi or maybe Nasr City, I would take more. Maybe I take an hour or an hour and a half. So that's the average.
Yeah.
So is it the same for you in USA?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if
So
you,
it's about you know if the traffic DC take about hour.
yeah, if the traffic is high in
Yeah.
the DC, so you might take about an hour to go there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. Okay.
You know, if you go to DC in rush hour,
Yeah.
if you wanna go out from DC, it take 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
It's more difficult. It's even more difficult to get out of the DC.
Yeah. Actually, DC, you know, some tell me about all cities in USA is intersection. You know, intersection maybe, for example, Route 40 with Route 41. You know, Route 40. DC is like Damascus. You know, circle, money circle.
Yeah, it's
You know,
full
because
of. Mhm. It's
uh,
full of
because uh,
intersections. Yes, continue.
because who designed the DC is French engineer, not American. So you know who you know because Damascus because you know is كيف بدي لك اياها بالعربي نحن سوريا دمشق مصممينها الفرنساوية.
Yeah, so you can say Damascus has been designed
Designed by French
by French
engineer.
people. Yeah, by French engineers. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And DC same.
Mm. So that's why DC looks more like Damascus.
Yeah. So when you go to DC, we can see many circle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you go to Baltimore or New York City, intersection.
Yeah. So we're designed by French. Yeah. So Damascus is more like DC because both were designed by French.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Baltimore is different. So
Baltimore is American design. Yeah.
yeah. And which one?
For example, New York City is intersection. Many intersections.
Yeah. So not DC. So DC is not full of intersections. We're talking
Yeah.
here about New York or maybe Baltimore. Yes.
So I remember when I went to New York City,
Mm-hmm.
I park my car in place to remember where I park. So I should keep in mind the road intersection number. For
Yeah.
example, 40 with 42. You know.
Yeah. You parked your car somewhere and
Yeah.
like you needed to remember the number of the intersection to get back to
Road.
it.
No, not intersection. Intersection road. So, for example, road 40 with road 40 with road 46. For example.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. This is quite, you
So
know,
to keep it in mind, you should use it like this: 40 with 46. For example, 42 with 45.
yeah, I know. You know, it happened here in downtown because streets in downtown are all the same. So you might get confused and you get lost if you park your car somewhere.
Downtown in Cairo.
Downtown in Cairo, yes. Also in Maadi, old Maadi, because it's more like gardens and trees everywhere, and streets are always or are almost the same. So when you go there, you feel like, is that street looks like the other one I was in? So you feel confused all the time, you know? Yeah. So that happens in Nasser City. In downtown or Maadi, old Maadi. Yeah. So that was good, you know. And that was all what we have for today. We're gonna continue next time, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Do you have any question before we end the session, Majid?
Everything good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and see you inshallah next time.
Next.
Okay, if Lulu is ready, we can start in 10 minutes.
Okay, I want to tell her. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Majid. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.